Good evening, everyone, or good morning, depending on where you are. I had to come in tonight because what is going on around the globe is quite concerning, and I needed to check on the Gym Nation. I know many people are traveling. It is almost 1 o'clock in the morning, and this is not normally a time that I go live, but let's just check in on each other. I'm also going to share some of the clips as to what is going on and how people are in bad predicaments, in bad situations. Some people are unable to get flights back, don't know when they'll be able to get flights back. And I know there are a lot of travelers, a lot of globetrotters that are part of the Gym Nation. So let's just get into, oh, hey, Christine, how are you? It is 1 o'clock in the morning. I am in bed and I just had to come on and check on people. And so I'm going to have this running across the screen. Please, let us know. Hold on. There we go. Um, I had to just check in and also try to provide some, tips for people who are super stuck. We're going to hear from a sister who literally had a layover in Puerto Rico and is now stuck in Puerto Rico, had no lodging, no rent a car, no plans to stay in Puerto Rico. And from what I'm hearing, it's about, oh my gosh, it may be quite a few days before some of these airlines are even able to take off. And so let's just get into what some of the people online are saying that's happening. Again, if you are caught up in this, let us know if there's any way, we can help contacting people. Like just let us know. And I know it's 1 o'clock in the morning, but if you see this later, please go ahead and put in the comment section if there's, any way to help. For anybody who's new here, my name is Kim, aka Kim with the Gems, and on this channel we talk money, travel, and wellness. And this channel started off pretty much exclusively as a travel channel. Um, One of my businesses is Black Travel and Culture, and I know so many people that are unfortunately caught up in this travel fiasco, and my heart is breaking, but I do want to at least, share what some of the people are saying is happening. And what I'm hearing is that some flights won't leave until Thursday, the earliest. The initial report was that they were going to try to start flying out tomorrow. Now, that may be some airlines. I'm not even sure about that because for those who don't know, Puerto Rico is active in what happened in Venezuela um, last night. And so there's an active military base there, and who knows what type of, you know, retaliation or potential threats are being made. So let's go ahead and listen to what some of the people are saying.
So the president just used our base in Puerto Rico to overthrow another country. And Puerto Rico now has a target on its back. But the Puerto Rican people don't even have representation in our government. So the president just used our base in Puerto Rico.
So I hope that kind of level set why Puerto Rico became a no fly zone and all of the countries surrounding or near Puerto Rico are at risk, as well as the countries around Venezuela. And again, I have so many people that I know that are stuck, and it's just heartbreaking. But let's see what else. I want you to hear
Here are
sister.
all flights this month.
Hopefully I
Yo, so let me put y'all in my business, right? So I had a layover here in Puerto Rico.
right? Why the fuck am I stuck in motherfucking Puerto Rico? Because your motherfucking president wanna be sending motherfucking. Oh, no, I'm stuck in motherfucking Puerto Rico. I don't know where the fuck we can leave. They talking about the next flight and not to the ninth. Bitch, I got the court on the 7th. I'm not going to jail. Like, yo,
So do you hear that? I mean, the way she said it is kind of comical, but people's lives are going to be completely disrupted. They told her they can't get her out until the earliest, the ninth. Again, she had a layover. She was not staying in Puerto Rico. She's starting from square one. God only knows, you know, what this court case is. Hopefully, the courts will be understanding. But, when it comes to us, that's optional, you know? And so if you look at the comments, someone else is stuck in St. Martin. She cried for a while, but now she's headed to the beach. Um, y'all playing a dangerous game, flying international with this administration. Now, think about it. Although we are not officially at war yet, there is conflict. I am sure the people who now have to get on these planes to come back are super nervous about risking, right? Risking their lives. And I can't see the comments, so I'll be on in a second. I'm trying to look at the comments here. Um, Somebody else says, my flight with Frontier is tomorrow. I was still able to check in. Oh, child. Anyway,
This motherfucker. All flights in and out of Puerto Rico have been officially grounded. The United States airspace in and around Puerto Rico has officially closed due to what is happening in Venezuela. All flights coming in and out of the island are not allowed to take off. There are millions of American citizens that live in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory, so all of those individuals have been officially cut off at the current moment due to what is happening in Venezuela. As a reminder, Donald Trump did not have congressional approval to launch.
so I also want to share that even though there's grounding in and out of the Caribbean, those flights are impacting domestic travel as well. There's people on my travel pages talking about how they were supposed to go from like Texas to Arizona. Their flights have been canceled because the planes can't make it back into the United States. So thousands of flights are going to be either canceled or impacted by what is going on in Caribbean.
here are.
So the
So I'm here with a travel update. Right now, airspace in Puerto Rico has been suspended due to military activity in Venezuela. Today, I actually was calling Virgin Voyages about something completely different, and that was actually the first message I got. So what they are offering is if you're unable to fly into Puerto Rico to perhaps catch your cruise, then they are offering a future voyage credit. If you're already there, they are going to disembark on time, which means that they're not going to let you hang on the ship any longer. You will need to communicate with your airline. Many airlines, the flights are being canceled or delayed. This is regarding.
The flights are being canceled in and out of Puerto Rico. And that's another thing. There are a lot of cruise ships that leave from Puerto Rico. It is such a catastrophe that this is happening and the time it is happening. This is one of the most traveled, highly traveled weeks of the year. We're just coming off of New Year's. It's also the beginning of high season travel, high season to the Caribbean. Lots of people have already gotten there or were slated to travel there this weekend. Hotels have been booked, flights have been booked. That's another reason why it's so hard for people to reschedule, even if planes start to travel again or flights start to take off again on Wednesday or Thursday, because those flights have been booked. those flights have been booked. And so it is completely devastating
When my husband
people
told me he planned a tropical getaway,
for people who were looking for a simple getaway. There's a couple more videos that I want you to see. There was a pilot as well. I don't know if I'll be able to find it, but let's listen to Homegirl.
Let's talk about the last 24 hours in Puerto Rico and what I had to experience along with everybody else that was trying to travel out of the island today. Due to what happened this morning between the US and Venezuela, they stopped air traffic control in Puerto Rico. My flight was at 7:30 p.m. So I waited all day. Southwest never showed that it was going to be canceled. There's some news articles that came out saying that the airport was going to be shut down for at least 24 hours, maybe longer. And some places didn't say that. Keep in mind, if you watch my previous videos, I said that I'm from Guayama, which is about an hour and a half away from the airport. We leave, my family, me, my mom, sister, brother, dad, all of us, leave to the airport, get there. As soon as we walk in, all flights are canceled. There's nobody's leaving. Somebody said until 2 a.m. There's no rental cars available. There's no hotel rooms. There's no way for me to get back to Guayama. There's just nothing available. So there's no flights available for a week.
I want you to listen to what she just said, because I have a friend who is in Aruba with her family right now. They were able to reschedule, but they won't be able to come back until Saturday, a week from yesterday. Well, today, for those who are places where it's still Saturday. They have to stay in Aruba for another week. The good news is that she was able to rebook because she didn't go to the airport. As soon as she got the notification that her flight was canceled, she went on to, I forgot what airline, but she went on to their social media page, added them. She added them and was like, urgent, I need someone to get back to me. I think it's 4 or 5 of them in their immediate family, but they were on a family vacation. So there's more people traveling, but in her immediate family, it's 4 or 5. And they were able to immediately book them on the next flight available. And keep in mind, this was the next flight available. They were trying to see if they could split up 2 and 3 or 2 and 2. They were like, all we got is Saturday. And so they have to stay in Aruba for another week. She also had commitments this week. She also works. And so again, luckily, this is national news, and we believe her company is going to be okay because she's not the only one impacted. For those of you that don't know, there was a huge shutdown in Europe yesterday because of snowstorms, and flights got canceled, and people who were planning to come back from Europe are stuck for a few days. And so this is the absolute worst time for this type of fiasco to happen. But remember, she said at least a week. This is what is her name? Let me give her. Karina Minke. I think I said that right. But let's listen to a little bit more of what she's saying.
They booked to leave next Saturday. Some people are booked to leave next Wednesday. Like, it is just insane. And we just need a place to stay for the night. So I find a hotel room through ZZELLE, Zelly, whatever it's called, and I book it. $600. And that's one of the more economical ones because everything else was like $2,000. It was for one.
This is one night stay, $600. Can you imagine if you have to stay someplace for a week again? And this is unplanned. So homegirl who had a layover in Puerto Rico is facing the same challenges that Karina's is facing. And it is heartbreaking. This is so heartbreaking. she is at least can get back home, I believe. But for those people who are going to be stuck until next week, Wednesday, these hotels are in the business to make money. And many of them have been sold out because of the timing. Again, this is a high holiday travel season, high snow bunny travel season, and it is absolutely scary what is going on. So let's listen to a little bit more of what she's saying, and then we'll move on. I'm going to try to find the pilot.
Night. It was just insane. But we don't have another option. So I book it. We get to the hotel and I'm just so thankful. The hotel is so pretty and it's like I can finally relax. I'm trying to check in and they're trying to pull up my reservation and nothing is coming up. And I'm like, I have the email, shows that I paid it, everything. Hotel's like, we don't have it in our system because you booked through the third party, and ask them for the Marriott confirmation number. I'm calling the website, all the numbers. I guess they're in United Kingdom. They don't answer. I send an email and they're like, oh, sorry, our bad. We meant to tell you that the hotel doesn't have any rooms available yet. Do you want a refund or do you want us to rebook us? And I'm like,
okay. This isn't just Puerto Rico, and I'm gonna let you listen to the short clip that I played, not played, that I have on my channel now, just listing all of the countries that are affected.
I don't even trust you to rebook me anywhere, so just give me a refund. While I am waiting, this is like a 2-hour ordeal. At least the hotel was so nice to hold our bags, and we're sitting at their casino, and I'm like losing hope. I don't know what else to do. And the front desk lady found me and she was like, I found you a room. And I'm telling you, I wanted to cry. So although this video was to tell you what the last 24 hours look like, and we are so lucky to have a room because there's so many people out there that do not have the money to get another room. We aren't getting reimbursed for this, you know. Puerto Rico has tried to step up and like they opened up the convention center for people to stay, but this is not a one-night ordeal. People aren't leaving until a week from now. This one day has caused just like massive chaos. It's insane. So I do want to give a really big shout out to the share.
So again, I thought her story was quite visual as to what is happening across the entire, oh goodness, Atlantic, right? The Atlantic Ocean, the Caribbean Sea. This is exactly what people are going through. And you know what? Since I brought it up, let me see if I can share the video. Hold on. That I posted about the countries that have been affected. And I didn't even post, I was on a digital detox yesterday and I wanted to post about the situation with the flights in Europe, like Amsterdam, UK, they all had serious cancellations and delays, but I chose not to. And then as soon as I chose not to, I see what's going on in the Caribbean. So let's quickly look at the airports that were affected. Let me pull that up, share. Again, I just wanted to come in and offer prayers and acknowledgement. So many of my people through my travel communities, this is a big time for them to travel for New Year's, and the Caribbean is a destination. I'm usually in Mexico, and yeah, it's just heartbreaking. So, okay, let's go, and I'm gonna share this so you can hear the countries that have been affected. For people who don't know, some people just think it's Puerto Rico. Some people just think it's a couple of countries in the Caribbean, and it's not. So let's go ahead and play this. The following airlines have canceled hundreds of flights in and around the Caribbean: JetBlue, American Airlines, Delta, United Airlines, Frontier, Spirit Airlines, and more. There have been hundreds of flights canceled at least until Sunday. Puerto Rico has been declared a no-fly zone. Here's a list of some of the countries that are impacted: Anguilla, Antigua, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Aruba, British Virgin Islands, Bonaire, Barbados, Curacao, Martinique, Grenada, Dominica, Guadeloupe, Trinidad and Tobago, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Martin, also the U.S. Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico. This is all due to what just happened in Venezuela, and there is no guarantee when the airlines will deem it safe to resume travel. This is why we urge our community to get travel insurance. You never know when you're going to need it, but it's better to have and not need than to need and not have. Up next are the top things you should do if you are stuck in a country with no funds and no insurance. Wishing everyone safety as they try to make it home from this busy holiday travel time. The following airlines have. Listen, y'all, I will not probably sleep tonight. So if y'all have some good streaming movies, please let me know. But again, I just wanted to acknowledge and bring up to speed people who may not be aware. That was about 20 countries or 20 airports that are directly affected with a no fly zone, right? No in and out. And imagine how many airplanes that is. Imagine how many airplanes that is just sitting wherever, either in the stated countries or wherever they were coming from, and they're unable to move. And people are unable to get home. We're talking a week to 10 days. And that is if nothing else happens, y'all. That is if nothing else happens, which we are not sure if that's going to be the case or not. And so um, I did want to. Now, this is another video, but this is kind of old, from earlier. So I'm not sure how accurate this is, but I heard this earlier, so let's take a listen. Oh no, she's not the one I wanted. Okay, maybe it was a different country, but let me share what people are saying on my post. Let me see. So on this post, we have already listened to we've listened to that video, that's short, but this is what some of the commenters have said. Just heard from my friends who are stuck in Aruba. They were supposed to leave today, but they can't get out now until next Saturday. And I commented, me too. She told me how much they have to put she told me how much they have to put up to be have to put up before they get reimbursed. Sorry. So she has traveler's insurance, and she's covered, but she's putting up a pretty penny to extend her resort stay for her and her family. And she was able to go ahead and secure the car rental because she didn't go to the airport. She didn't turn anything. She just extended the car rental, and she was able to extend the hotel stay. Somebody else said, I spoke to my friend who works for Delta, and she said no one in or out. Somebody else said, I guess I better start the process for my refund from JetBlue to Curacao that I'm supposed to leave on Thursday morning. Yeah, people are not even playing because who knows when the next thing is going to happen. Somebody else said, I know somebody stuck in PR and was supposed to come back today. Someone else, this currently stuck in Orlando, and I'm just traveling to El Paso, Texas. stuck in Orlando, Florida, trying to get to El Paso, Texas. So those are just some of the comments. I also wanted to show, hold on. Was it Curacao? I'm probably spelling. I know. Here it is. Here's people were literally. Can y'all see this? Let me just make sure. Okay.
Currently in Curacao, currently stuck in Curacao because Trump just attacked Venezuela this morning. So my flight, even though it was supposed to be in a couple of hours, got canceled. Which that is so scary. I've never been in a place and have been stuck there because of an impending war. So I thought I would just talk about what's happening here for any other, foreigners in the area, and also just like what's going on in Curacao. As for our hotel, the hotel staff didn't even know what happened. So when we tried to extend our booking, they literally were like, why? And now they're waiting for their manager's approval to see if they can give us a place to stay tonight. So right now I don't have a place to stay tonight. We were able to get another flight out on the 7th. So today's currently the 3rd. Have to wait here 4 more days, which that's also kind of really scary. My stepmom is sick. So I'm currently walking to the pharmacy to get her some meds right now. But that is the update. Literally no flights out. Even tried thinking of flying to Aruba and then flying back to the States. Literally anything to get us to the States. Nothing. So here I am. We'll be reporting live. Currently in Curacao.
So again, she has a flight in 4 days. Hopefully it will be able to take off. She's in Curacao, which is a small island. A lot of people, bunny hop from Aruba over to Curacao on smaller planes, but luckily she was able to get out. I do want to bring up a picture of the map to show you exactly what that area looks like, because if you don't know how close some of these countries that I listed are to Venezuela, I'm about to show you. So let's show you this. It's coming. It's coming. Okay, here we go. So let's go ahead and look at, hopefully, let me try to zoom in on this. Yeah, okay. All right, so you see this right here, Venezuela, right? Look where Trinidad and Tobago is. And it's carnival season coming up next month. In literally 6 weeks. It's their carnivals. Well, their carnival day is on the 16th. So starting up the week before that, yeah, the 16th of February. This is Trinidad and Tobago. This is Grenada, y'all. Hope y'all can see that. This is Grenada, Barbados, Curacao. This is where she is. This is Aruba, which has a pretty it has a more robust airport than Curacao. There's a smaller island over here somewhere, Bonaire. Look at Cartagena. Ciao. And Colombia's all up in the mix. I don't know if y'all heard the president of Colombia. Oh, child. Something's about, child. Something's about to go down. But let's keep looking. So that's Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And these are the other islands that are all shut down as well, their airports. So St. Lucia, Martinique, Dominica, Guadalupe, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Kitts and Nevis, Anguilla, British Virgin Islands, because here's Puerto Rico, and then here's the Dominican Republic, and here's Haiti. They don't care. And here's Jamaica. And so Jamaica, I think, is currently shut down too. because this whole Caribbean Sea is supposed to be on lock. So yeah, so that's a map of how close these countries are to Venezuela. And according to the president of Colombia, they are being called out and threatened because they would not let the U.S. bring troops to invade this country, Venezuela, or try to arrest the president of Venezuela. So, my God, let's go ahead and see. I did also want to show you, hold on a second. I wanted to show you what the president of, I wanted to show y'all the president of Colombia and what he said. Because the reason why I also want to show you this is be flexible with your travel plans. Please be flexible with your travel plans. If you still have time to reschedule, if you have time to get insurance. Now, if a war is declared, then insurance is it's not going to help you because that's their out. If there is a declared war, these insurance companies do not have to pay out or reimburse. But right now, there's been no declaration of war. If you are traveling, just know that anything could pop off at any time. And I just want to see if I could get a quick clip of what the president of Colombia has said. Okay, here we go. Let's see how long this clip is. Okay, well let's listen to what our president said about the Colombian president. So I'm pulling that up right now. And then we'll listen to the president of Colombia and what he said. So let's just take a listen. Okay.
Mills. He has factories. He has cocaine mills. He has factories where he makes cocaine. And yeah, I think I stick by my first statement. He's making cocaine. They're sending it into the United States. So he does have to watch his ass. Well, he has cocaine mills. He has.
So he told the president of Colombia that he needs to watch his arse. And oh Lord Jesus. So anyone traveling in any of these regions, just be vigilant. Just be safe, be vigilant. I also want to share now the president of Colombia and what he had to say.
De pedófilos quiere acabarla.
Oh, no, let me get the English version. Sorry. It was very, very, very Okay, I think this is
Un clan de pedófilos quiere acabar la democracia.
on the English version. They all look alike.
Un clan de pedófilos quiere acabar.
English.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Give me a second. Let me see if I can find the English version. I heard the English version. And he was playing no games with this man, which makes me think that, there's more to come. I don't want top. I just want.
De pedófilos quiere acabar la democracia. Presidente, sino el pueblo de a un país será olvidado. Que se quiere es negros.
Okay, I can't find the English version. There is a English version on here somewhere. Let me see if I put English. English. I think that's the same one. You know what? We'll listen to someone else's interpretation. But this man had about 1 million people listening to him. And I may be exaggerating, but he had a lot of people gathered in support of him. Okay, I'll do the here we go. Let's listen to what Jay's World.
Today, Colombian President Gustavo Petro said that a clan of pedophiles wants to destroy our democracy to keep the Epstein files hidden. They send warships to kill fishermen, and they threaten our neighbor with invasion, dictator or not, for their oil. Today, Colombian President Gustavo.
Did you hear that? He basically said this is all a smokescreen to avoid the truth from coming out. While I believe it could be that as well, I do believe, they are going after countries that have what they want, right? Including Nigeria. And it is actually going to be some interesting times. Let me also share with you some of the if you're not following, my shorts. I don't even really like posting shorts, but let's just listen to what's going on with the travel bans, because I think it's going to also paint the picture on how reciprocity. Okay, actually, you know what? Before I do that, let's listen to no. We'll start here. Sorry, y'all.
Another day, another melanated travel ban courtesy of the United States. You may not be aware of these new countries added to the list, and that's what this video is about. It's official. Starting today, these 2 countries are subject to a partial travel ban, citing concerns about passport security and citizenship by investment programs. And after we review 2025, welcome back to Black, so you don't have to. Let's get into it. On December 16th, the president added travel restrictions to the citizens of Antigua and Barbuda and Dominica. So if you are a resident of one of these countries,
So starting January 1st, the citizens of Antigua and Barbuda and Dominica are part of the newest travel ban list. Even though they have partial travel ban, there will be way more scrutiny for them to get in to this country than there ever was before. But let's pay attention to,
before you don't even think about traveling to the U.
let's pay attention to the other countries that are part of the travel ban.
Before you book that next international flight, this is what you need to 26 and what that can mean Antigua and Barbuda too. Now let's get into the list. Angola, Antigua and Barbuda, Benin, Burundi, Cuba, Cote d'Ivoire, Dominica.
I'm going to turn down the volume because I don't know whose music this is. So Dominica, Gabon, Gambia, Malawi. Oh, shoot. Mauritania, Nigeria. Sorry about that. Senegal, Tanzania, Togo, Tonga, Turkmenistan, Venezuela, Zambia, Zimbabwe. That's the partial ban list, which simply means that basically if you ain't already got a visa and if you are not already in this country, then you probably not getting one. And if you do leave the country, then guess what? You may not come back in. And what this means is there's so many people that don't even connect the dots. The medical field will be disrupted here. So many of these places that are now either on the partial travel ban list or the full travel ban list have doctors, nurses, engineers, all types of professionals that help make this country, you know, help make this country go, right? From the medical, we know that there's a huge, oh goodness, a huge gap in medical personnel in many hospitals. It's going to get greater as they will not let students back in. The ones that are on the full list, these are the countries that's on the full ban. And I think there's music here too. So let's just listen. I mean, let Afghanistan, Burkina Faso, Myanmar, also known as Burma, Chad, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Laos, Libya, Mali, Niger, Republic of Congo, Sierra Leone, Somalia, South Sudan, Syria, and Yemen are all part of the full travel ban. The US will no longer issue visas to students, tourists, or business people or medical people from these countries. And if they already are lucky enough, or if they already have one and are here working or in school, they have made it clear that once they leave, if they go to visit family, they are subject to denial of entry if they try to return. This is serious, y'all. This is serious. Um, there's also, I did want to share. Let me see. Do I want to share that? Yeah, I'll try to share what the uh, president of, and he may not be the president, but it Nigeria, president of Nigeria spoke out, and how there will be a reciprocal effect. So let me get that video and play that for you. That's not, was it? I want to hear from him because he basically, oh goodness. Is this it? Okay, let me see. Somali, Burkina Faso, and I believe oh goodness. I know exactly what the video looks like. I'm trying to find it, and unfortunately, I can't. So let's just listen to. Let's listen to. I like Aaron Parnas. Let's listen to what he's been talking about as it relates to. I think he did something about the US getting banned. He posts so many times a day, so give me a second. He may have posted. He may have posted the video from the president that I was talking about. Okay, y'all. So anybody traveling, I'm just curious, does anyone have any trips planned that they're concerned about? Or does anyone know anybody who is away and stuck in another country? Okay. I know he has a video of. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Uh-uh. Yeah. And for those of you who are old time or long time Gym Nation members, you know, when I talked about the decline of the US passport, the writing was on the wall that there was going to be some reciprocity. We also see it with Mexico as it relates to. Oh, did I not add this to the stage? Sorry, y'all. I am. So let's play this. Let's play this.
Banned from entering their country. Faso and Mali have officially banned United States citizens from entering. Now, two African countries, Burkina Faso and Mali, have officially banned United States citizens from entering their country. Why? Well, this comes after Donald Trump banned essentially people from Burkina Faso and Mali from coming into the United States of America, expanding his travel ban, which actually went into effect today. The bans from Burkina Faso and Mali have been announced from BBC. This tit for tat, where the United States bans people from certain African countries are now banning American citizens from coming into their territory. Well, it's only going to grow because the travel ban that Donald Trump is imposing is only growing. He is actively expanding the travel ban, not shrinking it as we head into 2026. And so expect a number of other countries to soon ban American citizens from entering their territory. I'll continue to provide you updates as always. So
again, this is going to get, I think, worse before it gets better. Listen, I still plan on traveling. I am definitely going to super prepare, do some extra preparation, making sure that I have, plan B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Like there will be extra precaution, extra time put into. I also want to make sure my insurance is beyond. Okay. No, is this a AI? No, that's not even the one I wanted. Okay, here we go. No, that wasn't it either. There was somebody else giving an updated live. Oh. Okay, this is just showing how people are already getting comfortable in the airports. Again, I'm coming in tonight with no real strategy than to just bring people up to date as to what is going on outside of the US. And just in case anyone has travel plans, beware. Beware, be prepared. And there was somebody, oh, you know what? It's not the top videos I'm looking for. I'm looking recent. Okay, here we go.
What's going on in the Caribbean? Well, it's not so much what is happening in the Caribbean that is impacting Caribbean flights and Caribbean clients that are flying into the Caribbean today, places like St. Martin, Aruba, Barbados, their airspace is closed today and for the next 24 hours at least. Because of the proximity of a lot of islands to Venezuela, where the U.S. has initiated air attacks last night, overnight, they have closed the airspace for obvious reasons, for people's safety. And this caused a huge panic this morning with a lot of flights being canceled to these destinations for 24 hours. If you have a travel agent, great, we're on it. Don't worry about it. If you don't have a travel agent, you're doing.
Breaking news. All I hear that all the flights from the US to the Caribbean cancel. If you didn't hear, now you know. So US President Trump launched an attack. So check this out. Today is Saturday, January 3rd. I'm here in Grand Anse, Grenada at Radisson. And I'm supposed to check out today. My flight is actually at 4:50 Delta. I get a notification at 5:30 a.m. Your flight is canceled. What am I supposed to do? Like, I have a meeting on Monday. But it's okay. I was able to rebook. So I'm at Radisson one more night. I'm praying that the flights open for tomorrow. And if they don't, I must plan again. But damn y'all, this is the second time. Is Grenada trying to tell me something?
So if you're seeing headlines about flights being canceled to the Caribbean, pause, because what's being shared online is not the full truth. There is no blanket U.S. ban on Caribbean flights, but yes, serious travel disruptions are happening and people are getting caught off guard. Here's what's actually going on. After escalating events involving Venezuela, U.S. aviation authorities restricted certain airspace for safety reasons. Because of that, multiple U.S. airlines canceled or rerouted flights to parts of the Caribbean, including Puerto Rico and nearby islands. This isn't politics, it's aviation safety.
Okay.
Baby, you don't in here for this call.
Guys, we are currently at San Juan, Puerto Rico airport, and we're stranded here. Because of the bombing happening in Venezuela, like they have canceled all flights out of Puerto Rico to anywhere. And so everyone's here stranded. And if you're planning on flying into Puerto Rico or flying out of Puerto Rico in the next couple of days, maybe reach out to your airlines and rebook or cancel or find other accommodations because it's something serious out here. Stay safe out here.
Y'all, this is serious.
Hello, there is an airspace restriction near Venezuela, and this is the list of the airport affected by the restriction.
I was trying to fly to St. Kitts because that's where I study, and my flight got canceled due to the bombing in Venezuela. All U.S. flights have been canceled. Delta won't fly, even from Puerto Rico. I was trying to fly the entire airport.
So for the woman who basically said it's not, there were still flights. She's the first person I heard say that. So if someone knows, you could put it in the comments or in the chat. But everyone I know is stuck and was told their flight was canceled. But let's see what Santa X Goddess has to say.
Is on lockdown. No flights going in, no flights going out. Thousands of people are trying to find accommodations. The airlines are not helping us. The airport is not helping us. Thousands of people had to figure out how they're getting home, but they can't get home because all the airports in all the Caribbean countries are on lockdown. Nothing flying in, nothing flying out because of the president y'all put in office. I'm currently at the airport at the Virgin Islands, reporting live. Thousands of people don't know when they're getting home. All of us Americans don't know when we're getting home. You can't rebook your flight because everything is canceled indefinitely. You can rebook something and it's going to get canceled. Go try it. None of the customer service people are helping us. When you call the airline, they can't help you. All they're going to do is refund you. No accommodations, no hotel vouchers, no food vouchers, no nothing. None of the airlines are helping us. None of the airports are helping us. Nothing. So all of us are just stuck with no communication, No help, no nothing. I need y'all to spread the word and let y'all know and let everybody know what's going on. The entire airport is on lockdown.
So I think she said it as clear as day. And what we've been hearing, a lot of us who are staying in touch who are part of the Black travel community, is that um, this may get extended. Um, some people are being told that they can rebook, and those are the people, like I said. Oh, I don't know if I said it. There's a post going up tomorrow about what you should do, or tips for anyone who gets stuck abroad with limited funds and or no insurance, because there are things that you should do. And the first thing that you should not do is just run to get on that customer service line. It's okay to get on the line, but while you're on the line, you need to be calling the airport and sending DMs and adding them on social media platforms. So let's say it's Delta and you're on Delta Airlines. Instead of waiting on that long multi-hour Delta customer service line, you get on. And that's why I keep the Twitter. That's why I keep Twitter. And that's why also, I have, multiple TikTok and Instagram. You at them at Delta Airlines or whatever their handle is, and you do it publicly first. Like, you do it on your public profile or on their public page if you're allowed to tag them. I am stranded at the airport. I need to talk to somebody right away. They don't like public facing bad press, so to speak. That is how my friend who's in Aruba was able to get someone to immediately call her back to reschedule. So if you are going to get on the line to see if you could get lodging and or food vouchers or something like that, while you're on that line, you're taking every effort possible to reschedule your flight on your own. So you're going to do the social media strategy. You're also going to try to call them, because you may get someone on the phone before you speak to that person at the counter. And that person on the counter, at the counter, has the least information versus someone who's sitting, at customer service, corporate headquarters, or wherever they are, and they could look up multiple flights and spend more time with you on the phone. So please, please, please let the customer service desk be more for hotel vouchers or food vouchers, and less about rebooking. So please, and
Hey, so because of that little stunt, Trump.
that's a strategy that find out well after many of the flights have been completely sold out that were available. And so there was another sister. She was supposed to go to the Ravens NFL football game tomorrow. She was flying out of, was it St. Thomas, I believe? And she's, now going to lose. She was so looking forward to this NFL game. She's going to lose money if she does not find someone to purchase the tickets. Yeah, so that's pretty much what's going on in the Caribbean, and unfortunately many people will be impacted. Oh, it is absolutely sad. Flight and cruise canceled. Oh my goodness. See, they were saying the cruises were going. Let's see what's going on.
Trip was canceled today. We were supposed to go on a mother-daughter trip with my mother and my two sisters and myself. We were taking a Royal Caribbean cruise to the ABC Islands. Got up at 4:45 this morning. We were at DFW Airport in Dallas. by 6 a.m. and at 6:45 they announced the flights are canceled in the Caribbean.
And y'all remember where the ABC Islands are, right by Venezuela. That's Aruba, Curacao, and Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao, right by Venezuela. So, whew, thank goodness she. We're gonna listen to this. Thank goodness they didn't leave, right? Thank goodness they're able to be at home, even though they wanted to be on vacation and on their beautiful cruise. It's better than being stuck in a whole nother country. But let's listen to the argument that's happening.
Quiet with us. Get a fucking supervisor. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. What the fuck is that? Can we have a supervisor, please?
Our entire
Quiet with us. Get a fucking supervisor. 1 o'clock.
Breaking news. I'm irritated as fuck. I'm irritated as fuck. I'm irritated as
Okay. So we know what's been happening. Unfortunately, I don't think things are going to get better quickly. I think this is going to be a huge trickle down effect, and I believe that thousands, because you also have to remember that these pilots, they can only, if they're up a certain amount of time, they can only fly. So it's going to be logistically mayhem. The logistics are going to be mayhem trying to get back on track. And again, coupling that with what happened in Europe, with, I think they said like 1,000 flights canceled on Friday and Saturday. Yeah, it's going to be bad. So again, I'm praying for the safety of everyone caught in this travel nightmare across the pond, over here, all the places. This is going to be, oh my gosh, I just feel so bad for people. So again, tomorrow a video will be going up about what to do. But the first thing, never just wait on that customer service line. Also, double check with your credit cards, whatever credit card you use to book your flight. You could also try if you use a separate one for a hotel, but they probably won't cover the flight. Just see if you have any coverage. If you didn't buy individual travel insurance, just make sure you understand what benefits the credit card you used have. A lot of times you'll have to get reimbursed. But once you find out what they have, you will know if you need to do the next step. And the next step may be asking for an increased cash advance on your credit card. Sometimes based on your, history with them, your credit history, you will be able to get a higher cash advance than maybe what was normal. And like that woman said, if you find a hotel that's $600 a night, whoo, child, and you got to stay 7 nights, that's $4,200. $4,200. And not everybody's going to have that available. So maybe, maybe you could work something out if you have that cash at hand, right? Instead of paying maybe for 7 nights, you'll pay for 5. But saying all that to say, your credit card should be another line of defense to see what your coverage looks like and to see if you need a cash advance, to go ahead and request a emergency one-time cash advance. Also, if you can get in touch with the consulate and or the embassies, they have 2 programs, and I hate to even bring those up right now, but there's 2 programs. One is a program where they will literally, let's just say you're someplace where it's hard to get to a Western Union. They can act as a Western Union for you. They can um, accept money from, this is embassies and or consulates, depending upon where you are. I think it's called the OCS program. But anyway, they will collect the funds from your loved ones, your family, your friends, even your job, if your job wants to send you funds so that you have enough to hold over, and they will then provide it to you. I think there's like a $30 fee, but they will provide you whatever resources you were able to fund, like a GoFundMe, right? They will give you that money in the local currency of where you are. So that's one program. But let's just say you don't have anyone to help you. They do have something that they label for people who are destitute. So you would have to prove that you have no access to any additional funds. I don't know what that proof looks like. It may just mean you're signing an oath to say that. But they will also provide you a loan. Unfortunately, it's something you have to pay back the loan, and if you don't pay the loan back, it's not that it just goes on your credit card. They could completely cancel out your passport and prevent you from any future travel. That's extreme, but sometimes people need, who's going to sleep in the airport for 7 days, right? Who I'd rather, find 3 people in the airport and we go, I don't know if I'm sharing a room, but maybe we could get a suite someplace if available. But yeah, so again, those are just some suggestions on what you can do if you ever find yourself stuck um, in another country with no funds. Oh, so it is, I've been on here, oh my goodness, over an hour. I was only planning on coming here for a little while. I did want to share something else on TikTok, but give me a second. I did want to share something else. And hopefully hold on a second. Okay. I did want to share US citizens. If I don't find it this time, then I will stop sharing. Oh, is this it? I think this might be it. Oh no, here it is. Here it is. I found it, y'all. Okay, let's listen to this real quick. And then we'll say goodnight. Hold on.
Our African countries around the world, Mali, Burkina Faso are essentially matching the US's energy, as they say, aura for aura, band for band, because the US added them to this travel ban. As of today, they can't come to the United States. They have done the same. They're following the footsteps of Chad, that also banned United States citizens from going to that country.
So you heard it's Mali, Burkina Faso, Chad, and Niger have already banned US citizens from their country. And people are like, yeah, who wants to go there anywhere anyway? First of all, a lot of people. Second of all, people are not understanding the greater impact that this is going to have, not only for these countries, but globally, how people will not and have already stopped supporting tourism in the United States. But let's go ahead and listen to what else he's saying.
after they were added to this travel ban. And state media in Niger have said that they too will be applying similar reciprocal arrangements to block U.S. citizens from going to Niger. As of today, 1st January 2026, about 12 African countries' citizens cannot come to the United States. Another 14 are under partial restrictions. This is one of the largest travel bans to ever affect the African country.
And you're not going to tell me this is for safety. No, listen. If I believe that, then you could also sell me, a bridge in Brooklyn. Like, this is so blatant what this is about. And someone shared this many, many months ago about their intent on getting rid of, these brown and Black immigrants.
Continent, almost half of all African nations' citizens cannot come to the United States without restrictions, and that is a large number. In the grand scheme of things, 67% of all these nations that are under these partial or full travel restrictions are in Africa, and that is why you see this.
Let's see if we can.
Tonight, I speak with
Nigeria has Nigeria.
Tonight, I speak with a heavy but firm.
Mali, Burkina Faso are essentially matching the US's energy, as they say, out restrictions, and that is a large number. In the grand scheme of things, 67% of all these nations that are under these partial or full travel restrictions are in Africa. And that is why you see this criticism that this is a travel ban affecting mostly African and Muslim nations around the world. Some of the nations included in this are Syria, Laos. The Palestinian Authority issued passports were under the initial arrangement announced by the White House. So it covers around much of the global South. And it tracks with what President Trump has said, that he is interested in permanently pausing immigration from third world nations. Mali, Burkina Faso.
And he really didn't. You remember what he said originally. The S-hole countries, child. That's what he was really focused on. Now, the president of Burkina Faso.
Major breaking news.
I'm really sorry to tell you guys this, but
Three nations.
Hey guys, we have some news.
I'm trying to see. Is this it?
Tonight, I speak with a heavy but firm heart. I speak not with hatred, but with clarity. I speak not to provoke, but to protect dignity.
This is a longer speech, so I'm not going to play it. But when you get a chance, you can go to the Afro Post on TikTok, or it's probably on their website as well, and look for Ibrahim Traore. I always mess up his name. Speech where he talks about banning Americans to visit Burkina Faso. And if you're interested, there is a travel. I don't even like to call him blogger or influencer. He's been doing this for a long time, but his name is Check in Effect. He was just, I don't know when, he just posted about his experience in Burkina Faso, and, definitely piqued my interest. And I definitely, if I was in that part of the world, would have added that to the list. Let me see if he's on here. See, H-E-C-Z. There we go. I spelled it wrong. Okay, so I am going to see if I can just pull up a quick clip of Check in Burkina Faso. Let me see if it's on his TikTok page. He posts more on YouTube. Oh no. C Z-E-C and Effect. C-H. And I'm just going to quickly see if he put any of his posts from Burkina Faso. I know he posts a lot on YouTube, so he might not have posted it here because I don't know, his views are quite low on TikTok. And I don't see any of the Burkina. Oh. Yeah, he did. He did. So let's see.
Just eat it. Yeah.
Okay, music.
It's not about politics. It's not about the military. It's about everyday life in Burkina Faso, from Ouagadougou to Bobo de Lasso, to Tiboulet, to Bozule.
It doesn't rain, but we're here for a couple of days either way. And today's just like storm day, so it doesn't matter. But
Okay. So there's music, but
after catching some rest,
check out his deep exploration into Burkina Faso and learn more about their culture. It's quite interesting. So when you get a chance, check him out. Was there anything else? Again, let me just see if there's any updates, but I don't think there is because they said at 1 o'clock they were going to start. They were going to release the shutdown. And for some reason, oh, not travel ban. Sorry, I was looking up the wrong thing. Travel Caribbean flights. Uh-oh, Delta did restart. Let's see. Is this true? This is just from the Delta Hub News. Okay, it does say airlines can resume normal operation on Sunday. This is, I'm going to share this. Let's share this real quick. Stop sharing this. I'm just reading. I don't know if this is actual factual, but we are going to see because okay. Let's read it together. So right now it is saying Caribbean airspace restrictions to end. Airlines can resume normal operations on Sunday. No airline flights. Canceled flights were canceled to and from Puerto Rico, the Virgin. But U.S. Transportation Secretary said Saturday night the restrictions would end at midnight Eastern Standard Time and airlines would be able to resume normal operations. On Saturday, there were nearly 900 cancellations, over 4,000 delays. Okay, so Southwest Airlines said that it added 6 extra round trip flights to Puerto Rico on Sunday and scheduled another 8 round trips on Monday to help alleviate, I guess, the backup. And added 2 additional Sunday flights to Aruba. Okay. The airspace captured. Okay. Oh, but it's still so sad because there are people that are stuck for a week. So all of that is going to cost people dearly. Um, State Department urges Americans in Venezuela to shelter in place. I didn't know that. The State Department, oh Lord. The State Department issued a new travel alert early Saturday, warning Americans in Venezuela, urging them to shelter in place due to the situation. U.S. Embassy Bogota is aware of reports of an explosion in and around Caracas, Venezuela. The U.S. Embassy in Bogota, Colombia warns U.S. citizens not to travel to Venezuela. And if you are there already, shelter in place. Um, hmm. Oh, goodness. This person who was on vacation in Aruba from New Hampshire, and she learned Saturday morning, that there were no flights through any airlines, even just to get in the United States. Oh, and I'm going to tell you a quick story what happened to me. Um, oh, this was years ago, and when they caught Saddam. Um, so this person can't get back into the US until Friday. So she has 6 more days in Aruba. Oh, right. Look at this. You know, we heard about the lady who was in Curacao who had to go get medicine for her mom who was there sick. And that's another thing, this bug is going around. This bug is going around. This bug is going around. Let's just say I talked to 10 people in the past 3 days, 5 or 6 of them have this bug. It is absolutely crazy. But anyway, there's a lot of people that need medicine. They thought they were coming home, and now they're stuck an extra week or so, and a lot of older people don't have their medicine. Oh my gosh. Um yeah, there were hundreds of aircrafts and fixed wing drones. This is the thing. Okay, and it talked about the airport. So looks like it's going to resume, but back to my quick little story. I will never forget, I went to Cancun. It was my husband and I went to Cancun for vacation, and it was during the winter months. Like I said, we always, you know, tried to get away as much as we could, as often as we could, especially during the winter. So we went to Cancun. It was only supposed to be for like 6 days, I think 5 nights. Had an amazing time. The last day we are there, well, we were supposed to leave the next day. The last full day we were there, we get notified of a nor'easter that was going to blanket good part of the East Coast, right? We were told that they expected tons of cancellation. So if we stood any chance of leaving, we should head to the airport. So we listened. We actually gathered up our stuff, went to the airport a day early. We got out on the last flight leaving Cancun. And it only took us to Atlanta, but we were like, oh, we get to Atlanta. There's so many flights going back and forth, from New York to Atlanta. No problem. We get to Atlanta. They had already started shutting down and canceling flights to New York because of the weather. But it gets worse, y'all. So we're like, okay, well, New York knows how to handle snow. So even if we have to spend the night in Atlanta, within a day, we should be able to get out. Then they end up capturing and, unaliving Saddam, the last name. And we ended up getting stuck in Atlanta for a whole week because they did some type of grounding. Even the grounding and the weather combined was not a match made in heaven for any traveler. So there were concerns about retaliation and all of that. So they grounded flights, and then there was the nor'easter. Luckily, I have lots of family in Atlanta and lots of family with, lots of room, houses with tons of room. So we were able to stay with one of my cousins for almost a week until we could get back to New York. And we could have drove, but why do that? Like, why put that from Atlanta during a snowstorm? Didn't sound like it was going to be, you know, the best use of our time. So, anyway, saying all that to say, you never know when there's going to be military action that can prevent you from traveling from a destination to the next. So always, 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 always travel with the most protection that you can. Get a annual if you travel, get an annual travel insurance plan. The beautiful thing about that is, even if you go, in most cases, what is it, like 2 hours away from your home, and something happens, you don't have to, if you don't have to use your regular insurance. And especially the way premiums and copays are going up, you can use your travel insurance if you get sick, if something happens. um but if you don't want to get an annual plan, you can get a shorter term plan. You could get a trip by trip plan, but always get travel insurance. And I'm not talking about the type that you check it when you check out from booking a trip, booking your airline. Go to an official insurance underwriter that is known for protection when you travel, and not having to do a whole bunch of, you know, back and forth arguing. So look for ones that are reputable is what I'm saying. It's getting kind of late. It's 2:17. I think I'm a shut down now. But again, that's a lesson. That is a lesson. You couldn't hear me? Let me listen. Maybe that's interesting. My mic is moving, so maybe it's you. Didn't you say that before, Veronica? Oh, okay. Okay. Hey, Veronica. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We were just, I was just coming in to send positive vibes and good energy to anyone dealing with the travel mess that today's or yesterday's action caused. I know many people who are caught up in it. Some, are stuck. Others, because the sad thing is the flights that were canceled today or yesterday, if these airlines don't double them up, the flights were already booked. Many of the flights to these destinations were already booked and sold out. And so it's going to be, it's going to be not a challenge, because airlines are used to this, but it's going to be a challenge for the people who are stuck to deal with everything they have to deal with at home, or the ones that the sister who was, oh my gosh, she had a layover in Puerto Rico, so she was coming from probably one island to Puerto Rico to catch the main flight to go home. So instead of them leaving her wherever she was, they brought her to Puerto Rico, where there are no hotels. They're not helping people. She didn't know when she was going to be able to leave. It's absolutely horrible the way, I don't know everything about her story, but I'm just like, that has got to be a horrible feeling. And I don't know if she was solo or if she was with other people, but if she was solo, that's even worse because now she has to figure everything out on her own, pay for everything on her own. Oh gosh, it just breaks my heart. So once again, I'm praying for everyone who's in a bad predicament because of this travel mess, even the travel mess in Europe. I know people who got caught up in that and are delayed like 5 days, 4 days to come back. This was a heavy travel week. This was a very heavy travel week, and it's just heartbreaking. So anyway, thank you everyone for tuning in. I definitely am still coming back tomorrow. Um, we hit the 16,000 subscriber mark. So happy sweet 16 to the Gym Nation. I didn't even ask y'all to subscribe, share any of that. This was really just tugging at my heart. So shout out to the 16,000 plus Gym Nation members. I appreciate you. I hope you're all well. I know a lot of you are traveling. Hopefully, things are good. So if you hear this later, just know that this was for you. I'm thinking about you. And, please let us know you're okay in the comment section. And without further ado, everybody have a beautiful night and or morning if you can. And I'll see you tomorrow afternoon. Oh, no, excuse me, tomorrow about 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. Anyway, have a good night, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Praying for you.